What if death isn't the end? What if your life, your memories, your soul don't just vanish, but reset? This isn't about religion or fantasy. This is a grounded theory of reincarnation, one that's backed by strange truths, natural patterns in the world, and real stories that are too weird to ignore. In this guide, we'll explore what reincarnation could be, how it might work, and examine actual cases that continue to baffle scientists and skeptics alike. Every second, 2 people die, and 4 are born. With the global population continuing to grow, it's easy to overlook the strange rhythm of life and death. But what if souls are being recycled? What if, instead of souls coming from nowhere, they're just returning from previous lives? I believe that after death, the soul enters a kind of waiting period, a reset phase. Memories fade, emotions dissolve, and eventually, that soul returns to a new life. Most of the time, this process works perfectly, a clean slate. But sometimes, fragments from the past sneak through. That's when we see strange behaviors, advanced knowledge in children, and dreams of places we've never visited. James was just 2 years old when he began having night terrors. He'd scream about plane crashes and yell, "Airplane crash on fire. Little man can't get out." His parents, Bruce and Andrea, were concerned. But what alarmed them more was James' obsession with airplanes, not just any airplanes, but World War II aircraft. He knew models by name. He drew planes with machine guns in the exact position as World War II Corsairs. When asked, James said he flew a plane from a ship called the Natoma. His parents found out there was a USS Natoma Bay, and it fought in the Pacific. James also said his plane was shot down near Iwo Jima, and he had a friend named Jack Larson. Records confirmed a pilot named James Houston Jr. had died in the Pacific, and Jack Larson had indeed flown with him. James, the child, knew things no toddler should know, things that matched the life of a man who died 50 years before he was born. In 1930s India, a 4-year-old girl in Delhi named Shanti Devi started telling her parents that she was not from their city. She said her real home was in a town called Mathura, about 75 miles away. She claimed her name used to be Lugdi Devi, and that she had died after giving birth to her son. She described her husband, her house, and her life in detail. Her parents, confused and curious, began investigating. Eventually, a man named Kedar Nath, a widower from Mathura, came forward. Shanti recognized him immediately and even identified family members. When taken to Mathura, she led investigators directly to Lugdi Devi's old home and accurately identified possessions hidden away. Even skeptics were shaken. A government committee was formed to study her claims, and they confirmed that the girl knew personal, private details that could not have been known unless she had been Lugdi in a past life. In a quiet town in the US, a 3-year-old boy surprised his parents with strange statements. While playing with toy cars, he said, "We used to fix these in my shop in Chicago." He'd talk about car brands his parents had never mentioned, and would ask for tools by names mechanics use professionally. He described an old building with red bricks and a lift, the kind used in car garages. His parents were shocked. They had no ties to Chicago and had never talked about it at home. One day, while watching an old black and white documentary on classic cars, he pointed at a particular model and said, "I used to drive that to work." As he grew older, the memories faded. By age 7, he stopped talking about Chicago and seemed confused when asked about it. But his parents remembered it all, and believed they had witnessed something incredible. These stories, and many others like them, follow a pattern. Children, usually under 6, begin to speak about people, places, and events they've never been exposed to. The details are often accurate, specific, and sometimes deeply emotional. But then, by the time they're 7 or 8 years old, those memories disappear. Why? The theory is that the soul doesn't carry memory permanently. When a soul is reborn, it receives a reset, a new brain, a new perspective. But sometimes, a few fragments remain, echoes of another life. These fragments show up as dreams, talents, phobias, or even strange marks on the body. Have you ever met someone who seemed familiar, even though you'd never met? Or had dreams that felt too real, like memories? These could be signs of a recycled soul. Here are a few things to look out for. Intense déjà vu experiences, unexplained talents or knowledge, strong emotional reactions to places or people, childhood memories that don't fit your life. Reincarnation might not be about repeating lives, it might be about continuing them. Different faces, different names. Same soul. Reincarnation might not be a fantasy. It could be the universe's way of reusing energy, intelligence, and lessons across time. As strange as it sounds, real people have lived experiences that science still can't fully explain. If this theory resonates with you, maybe you're one of the returned. Maybe this isn't your first life, and definitely not your last.